Good afternoon, Floss Tube. This is Lisa from Lady Huzzah Presents on Floss Tube, Lady Huzzah on Instagram. I'm so glad to be back with you today and share what I've been up to over the last few weeks since I have last recorded. This is my Floss Tube number 13. It marks 1 year for me being on Floss Tube, and it has been a wonderful journey so far. I thank all of you who have supported me from the beginning. I thank you if you have joined me along the way, and I look forward to this journey as we progress through my next year. If you're a new viewer, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here watching my Floss Tube and sharing in my love of stitching and a little bit of knitting and sewing sometimes. And it's just been wonderful. I was very hesitant to start a Floss Tube, super nervous about it, but now I just feel like I'm coming to spend time with friends, and I really, really love it. So I have a lot to share with you today, and let's get going. First off, I have 2 viewers from my last video that have not claimed their giveaways yet. They were wonderful prizes from Karen House Connect. She is a very generous viewer who sent me some items to give away and share with my Floss Tube friends. So the 2 items that have not been claimed yet, this bag set goes to Susan Saunders, $3.97. Susan, if you hear me, please email me. I have my email in the show notes, and please claim your prize. The other prize is this lovely project bag that Karen sewed, and this goes to I'm the Beach Girl. So Beach Girl, please email me and I can get this prize out to you as well. So I will let this go another month before I choose another name. So please reach out to me if you hear your name called, and I can get that prize out to you. They're really great, beautiful pieces, lovingly sewn by Karen House Connect. All right. So my husband and I just returned from Italy. About 3 days after my last video, we went to Italy for about 2.5 weeks. We joined a group on a Colette tour, and it was fabulous. Fabulous. And I thought of all my Floss Tube friends when I was on our trip, because I did select a few things that I will be giving away later on in my video to share with you. Italy was wonderful. I don't know if you've ever been there before, but everything you hear about it as far as the sights, the food, the wine, the gelato, the pasta, the pizza, it was fabulous. Totally fabulous. It was so wonderful to see some of these ancient ruins from history that you've read about in history class or seen on movies, and it was great. We went with a tour through Colette Tours, and our first stop was in Florence. We were 3 days in Florence, and Florence was a beautiful city, very walkable, lots of history there. Florence is known for leather. My husband did find a nice leather jacket that he purchased there. That was great. We then took a high-speed train to Rome and had a few days in Rome where we explored the Colosseum, other ruins. We did a walking tour of Rome. Of course, we saw the Trevi Fountain, threw our coins in the Trevi Fountain so that we return to Italy someday. We enjoyed the cuisine of Rome, and we also were able to go to the Vatican. We saw the Sistine Chapel, saw the very famous statue of the Pietà. Oh, also when we were in Florence, of course, we did check out the Uffizi Museum, and we also did see the statue of David that is so famous. It was just wonderful, a wonderful time. And all of the people from our trip, we really had a wonderful group of tour people. They were so respectful of everyone's time, always made it back to the bus on time. Our tour guide was fabulous. She was actually from Romania. Her name was Ivanka. And our bus driver, Giacomo, must have nerves of steel because the driving in Italy is absolutely crazy. Narrow roads, and you've got two buses passing each other, hairpin turns, it seems like sometimes, and Giacomo just had nerves of steel and got us everywhere we needed to go very safely. So after Rome, we traveled to the Amalfi Coast, where we went to Amalfi, Positano, we went to Sorrento, Capri, and then our tour ended in Naples. And some of you know who have been with me over this year that our daughter lives in Germany, in Hamburg, Germany. And she was able to fly down for a long weekend, and she joined us in Naples for a long weekend, and it was fabulous. While she was with us, we went to Mount Vesuvius. We climbed to the top of Mount Vesuvius, and the crater is still there. And we shared wine, a glass of wine they were selling at the top of Mount Vesuvius, and we enjoyed that with her. So what that it was 11 o'clock in the morning. It was great. We also went to the ruins of Pompeii and Herculaneum. What a wonderful, wonderful trip. Another thing that our daughter treated us to while we were there for Mother's Day and Father's Day, she treated my husband and I to a street food tour of Naples. And it was incredible. We had all of the antipasti. We had 2 different types of pizza. We had fried pizza. We had gelato, espresso. It was just wonderful, perfect in every way. And in Naples, it is such an old city and is so charming with all of the tiny little streets and shops and, you know, the laundry hanging across from apartment to apartment and all of the hustle and bustle of the city. In fact, when we were there, we even took a tour of a city or a marketplace that was excavated that was below the city of Naples. So it was even older than Naples. What a wonderful trip. Our flights were pretty good. We made it home safe and sound. And so now I'm here back with you. So as far as my stitching, of course, as stitchers, we always take way more on a trip than we will ever hope to do. But I did get a little bit of stitching done, and I will talk a little bit about travel stitching and how I approach it later on in my video. All right. So looking forward, I am looking forward to going to StitchCon next weekend. I'm going to StitchCon weekend 1. I'm traveling with my friend Stacy, and we will be meeting up with Shelly from Antique Needleworkers and Carrie from Tiger Lily Designs. So after getting home from my trip, I have been very, very busy getting all my things together for StitchCon. I was trying to get it together before I left, but I'm mostly together. But I was making table gifts, getting table gifts together. I was getting little giveaways, you know, just little tokens to give to other attendees. And I also stitched my exchange gift, which I would love to show you, but I'll have to show you a picture of it on the next video because I want to keep it a surprise. So that's what's coming up. It's really been a kind of a tight turnaround, getting ready for StitchCon right on top of getting back from Italy, but I'll make it work. Always ready for a road trip. My friend Stacy and I are driving from Virginia out to Ohio on Saturday. We arrive at, we're going to my friend Sylvia's house, running with needles and scissors. We'll spend 2 days with Sylvia, and then I'll be meeting up with our friend Miriam and going to her lake house for a few days. And my friend Stacy is meeting up with a friend. Stacy used to live in the Cincinnati area, and she's meeting up with a friend that she would really love to see while we're out there. And then on Wednesday, Stacy and I will reconnect, and we will travel to StitchCon. So we have a full week coming up that I will keep you all posted on when I get back, share all the good times that we've had. And if you are attending StitchCon, please, please, please reach out to me because I would truly love to meet you. So it just is really nice to put a face with a viewer. All of you see so much of me, and I really look forward to getting to know you too. All right, what have I been stitching on that I can show you? So my whip go this month for May, there was 3 numbers called actually. There was the free space, which that worked out perfectly because with the free space, I was able to stitch the things that I needed to do for StitchCon, and also an exchange piece that I've been working on for an exchange that I'm in. So I'll show you that first. This is called Faithful Flags, and this is a new design by Sylvia from Running with Needles and Scissors. This looks like it's stitched on toweling, but it is not. All of this stripe was stitched here. And this was stitched with overdye threads primarily. I think I have a few DMC in there. And then I mounted it on this basket and added some felted hearts. And so I do need to mail this out to my exchange partner. Don't know if she watches my Floss Tubes or not, so she doesn't know. It's a secret who I have, so we'll see. Maybe somebody will be getting something fun in the mail that they're eyeing up right now, not knowing that it's theirs. So this is a new release from Sylvia, Running with Needles and Scissors, and it will be found in your local cross-stitch shops. You can ask for it there. Again, it's called Faithful Flags. It was a really fun stitch, very easy to do, and actually went quite quickly. It was really fun. So now I can finally get it mailed to my exchange partner. Why I agreed to be in an exchange right now, knowing I had StitchCon coming up and knowing I was going to Italy, I don't know. I just think that I can get it all done. And you know what? Sometimes I do. So the other whip go for me for May was my Advent band from iStitch. So this was out a few years ago, and I think this is how far I was prior to my number getting called for whip go. This is all stitched over 1 on banding, and I shared with some of you before, or shared with all of you before, that this was a tough one for me. I was stitching on this when my mom became very ill and then eventually passed away 2 Christmases ago. And it was very difficult for me to pick it up at that time. So this was really cool. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the iStitch. You can look it up on Facebook. Carol Ridyard has these bandings. You buy a banding and you do a band sampler, and usually it's you get a piece every week, a little chart every week to stitch on a band sampler. But this Advent one, you stitched on it. A new section was sent every day for 24 days from the beginning of December. So the idea was that you would have a little band sampler done for the holiday in time for Christmas. Well, unfortunately, that year it did not work out for me. And it really came at a great time for me because it's not connected with a holiday. It's not connected with any anniversary of my mom's. And I was really happy to stitch on it. So I did make quite a bit of progress on it in the month of May. So I did reach my whip go goal. So this is Mary. It's starting to the words for Christmas here. So I still have some to go, but I made a whole ton of progress. Again, this is what I started with in the beginning of May, and this is what I ended with, and this is all over 1. I did take this on my trip. I was able to work on it on the plane a little bit. It was just easy. It's only 4 or 5 colors, and it was just easy to hold. And if I had proper lighting, I did have a little battery-operated light with me, and it really worked out well. I also worked on it in the airport, just a tad. All right, so I can't show you what my free space whip go was, except for this. I'm getting all jumbled up here. So this was one of the things that I stitched on, you know, for my free space, that I could stitch on anything I wanted. The other piece that unfortunately I did not get a chance to work on in May, and you'll see why here in a second. This is from Theron. It's called Every Good and Perfect Gift. This I did not have time to do, and honestly, when my number was called for this month for May, I didn't really feel like I would have the time to invest in it. As I explained in my last video, there's a lot of spiral trellis stitch in this, and spiral trellis stitch and I really don't get along. So I'm going to substitute a different stitch. And even though I did not meet the goal for May, I hope to pick it up in one of the other months this year if I have, you know, met an easier whip go goal. So that was that. Stay tuned. You will see more of that. All right, friends. So my whip goes for June, I think, are a good selection because I can do it even with travel. Okay. One of them is the Shepherd's Bush Thanksgiving Trifles. In fact, when I did my Whip Go parade, I couldn't find the chart for this, but I did find it, and so I'm good to go. One thing that was kind of funny about this is that Whip Goes, you're supposed to finish whips. I thought I was started on this, but I clearly was not. I have 3 blank pieces of linen. I did purchase this as a kit. So this is like a greenish gold. And then there's one of the checkered. And then a piece of a rich brown linen. So these trifles are really fun, and I think I will make some progress on them with my travels because they're on 32 count linen, and I am able to stitch on 32 count in the car, right? Of course, when I'm a passenger. So what's nice about these Shepherd's Bush kits is it's just that. It's all inclusive. It came with 3 pieces of fabric to back the little trifles with. They're sweet little pillows. I don't know if you've ever made any of the Shepherd's Bush trifles, but they're super fun to do. Great for seasonal decor. Here, maybe you can see a little picture of it. Here's a turkey, and one says blessings abound. And then let's see what the brown one says. Happy Thanksgiving. So when you order the kit from Shepherd's Bush, it comes with everything you need. It comes with all of the trims, cute little buttons, beads, ribbon, and all the threads. Oh, here they are. Here's all the, first I thought maybe I was missing the threads, like I was missing the pattern. But here's all the over dye cottons. So this will be fun to do, and I feel certain that I can tackle some of this on my trip. The other Whip Go number called for me for this month is Dasher and Dancer from Hobby House Designs. Now I've shown this before a couple times as I was working on it and then decided to add it to my Whip Go list. So I have made quite a bit of progress on this prior to Whip Go. And so I'll have to keep you posted on how much I get done now. I think it'll be great stitching for StitchCon because it's only one color. Easy if I'm chatting or socializing, that I'm just focused on the one color and not so many color changes and what have you. So I think my Whip Go picks for June will be really great as far as making progress on them. All right, so talking about travel stitching. As stitchers, well, I don't know if you all do, but I certainly do. When I go away, I always pack way more than I will ever get to. But there's always that time that you think, well, maybe I'll have a big delay in an airport, or maybe I'll have, you know, it might be really rainy and we won't go out one evening and I'll have a rainy evening to stitch. But honestly, I'm kind of glad I don't get a lot of stitching done when I travel because it means I'm totally immersing myself in my trip, exploring new places, and really enjoying the moment and just being in the environment that I am and meeting new people and seeing new things. So honestly, I'm okay with the idea of not having a lot of stitching on trips, but I always have to have it. So what I like to take with me on a trip is something that is on, say, a 30 or 32 count linen or perforated paper or something like that. If I'm stitching by a pool, perforated paper is great to stitch on. Easy to hold. If something happens to it, it's not the end of the world. They're fun little stitches. I've stitched a lot of those little sleds over the years. And then what I do is I mount them, mount the stitch thing on the little Foxwood Crossing sleds. They've done a lot of them. Lizzie Kate has done a lot. And then what I like to do is to hang the loop of the sled over a wine bottle or something and give it as a gift at the holidays. So they are super fun to do. They're one of my go-tos for travel. This year I packed another project for travel that was from Needlework Press, and it was their 1889 alphabets. Now, instead of doing this on a piece of linen that I would have to hem the whole side of it because it is kind of long, it is, let's see, about 24 inches long, 24 to 27 inches long, depending on the linen that you use. I chose to stitch it on a piece of banding. So here's my banding. I did not get very much done. But again, it's very easy to see, very easy to hold. If you're working on it in an airport or on a plane, train, automobile, bus, it doesn't take up a lot of space. It's not like you have it all over the place trying to, get your stitches done. And the colors I selected for this is Shaker Threads, Brethren Blue, Burlap, and Manor Red. So my intentions were great, but I didn't really get much done, and that is fine. That is totally fine. So that's my travel stitching. Okay. All right, so what else am I planning on for the summer? I don't know if all of you are aware of the Colorado Cross Stitchers Cross Stitch Camp. She has an Instagram page and she has a Facebook page for Cross Stitch Camp. You can check out Sherry's latest video, Floss Tube video. She's may have done one since she did her Cross Stitch Camp video. I'm not quite sure if she recorded over the weekend, but there is one that I think specifies Cross Stitch Camp. So what she does is she does like a virtual camp, and she creates a camp badge that is a free chart that you can download from her website and print it out. So each time she designs a camp badge, this time, oopsies, this time, this is the camp badge, and she is talking a lot about color. If you follow Colorado Cross Stitcher, recently she's been talking a lot about color, warm colors, cool colors, how colors react with each other. Her videos have been great. So for this camp badge, what she tasked us with was either using her colors or coming up with 5 colors of our own to create our own camp badge. So this is just a little badge that you stitch and put it on your project bag to be like your little camp participation. So I have my 5 colors, which I see I have dropped one. Oh, here it is. So I selected my 5 colors and I pulled from colors in a project bag that I made for my Cross Stitch Camp projects. She's been doing Cross Stitch Camp for a few years now. Unfortunately, I have not stitched all the badges, but you see they're really small. And so these were she does a winter camp and a summer camp. One time she did a sampler camp in between. But so anyway, my 5 colors I picked I wanted my badge to kind of blend with my stitching pouch. So I have, they're all DMC. I've got 22, 726, 645 gray, 522, a nice green, and then 334, which is a periwinkle blue type color. Actually, it matches my dress. So anyway, I just did these so that they correspond. I'm losing my table here. So that they kind of match with my stitching bag. Okay, so that was just like a precursor to camp this year. You can stitch the badge at any time. She had a little challenge that you stitch your badge first by the end of May so that you're ready for camp starting in June. I don't think I'm going to get that badge stitched by the end of May, but I can always try. So the challenge for June, again, deals with color. So the challenge that she proposes to everyone is to stitch a one color design, but then add a pop of color into it somehow. So what I'm going to stitch, this is a freebie chart from the work basket. I'm going to stitch this one color acorn and then change out one of the colors. I will add a pop of color. So I think what I'm going to do is, they have this whole acorn is brown. I'm going to do a brown cap and then green for the bottom of the acorn. So how to join Cross Stitch Camp. Again, you might want to check out her floss tube. She has prizes after each month. So the 1st of June, you will take a picture of all of your supplies and post it on her Facebook and Instagram. If you want to be eligible for the prizes, you have to tag her on Instagram. And on her video, she tells you the hashtag to use and, you know, to be included. And it's really a lot of fun because you'll see a lot of people doing posts throughout the month. Facebook group is kind of just for sharing. If you're not interested in the prizes, some people keep their Instagram private, and then it's really hard for her to tell who's participating. But she has very generous people who donate prizes for the Cross Stitch Camp. So each month of the summer, for June, July, and August, there's a different challenge. So I forget, you know, oh, here it is. I wrote it down. So June is to use a one color chart and add a pop of color. July was to change 2 colors in your chart to make it more you. And then in August, the challenge is to do something that is new to you, a new fabric, new fiber, new designer. But anyway, I've been really hard pressed for time, so I'm just trying to get it together for my June chart right now, and I'll think about the rest as we go on. But if you haven't checked out Cross Stitch Camp, please do. It's really fun. It is a fun way to feel like you're participating in things with other stitchers, and you know, you don't have to travel anywhere. You don't have to pay big registration fees anywhere. It's just fun. And, you know, Sherry really has some amazing prizes that people donate for her camp. So that's Cross Stitch Camp. The other things I've been doing is I've been participating in a stitch along with one of my groups, and it is the M. Nenquin sampler from Hands Across the Sea. It's a darning sampler. It's really not very big. I am behind on the stitch along. I am great at start alongs. Much better at starting along than keeping up. But, you know, I'm going to give myself some grace here because I was away for 2.5 weeks. So this is my progress for, I think it was April. I was supposed to have the whole border done. We can see what happened with that. And then for May, I was supposed to have the alphabet done. So I will try to catch up. It's really a fun stitch. It's an easy stitch. I'm doing it on 40 count. I forget which linen it is, but I am using some beautiful Vicki Clayton silks. So this is what I have here. I'll show you the silks. If I can get them out of the container. These are the Vicki Clayton silks, hand-dyed fibers. All right. Let's see what else I have here. Okay. Haul. I don't really have very much haul this month, and that's fine. That is totally fine. What I have purchased is, well, I purchased the linen for Note of Love. This is Hannah Rome from Running with Needles and Scissors. This is a lovely, cute little sampler. Oh, here. I know people don't like the crinkling, but sometimes it has to happen. Okay, Hannah Rome, Notes of Love. And the model was stitched on Picture This Plus Tango. But I am using Weeks Dye Works Red Pear. So I just got the linen for it, and I have ordered the Vicki Clayton silks that go with this. Haven't gotten those yet. All right, so that's Hannah Rome. Can't wait to get started on her. Again, it's a small sampler, so it should be quite doable. The other piece of haul that I got was this. My husband got me this for Mother's Day. This is a small DMC. Here, I'll show it. A little chest from DMC. I did see, this was, I think, quite a buy. He did not select this himself. I asked him if he needed a Mother's Day suggestion, and he said, always. And this chest, you got the chest free if you ordered a selection of threads. So if you go to the DMC website, I did see that it's still advertised for the same pricing over Memorial Day. And as of today, before I started my video, it is still on sale. So this chest is actually quite nice, really exceeded my expectations. So I got the chest, the selection of number 5 pearl cottons. You got 100 number 5 pearl cottons, and then the chest was supposedly free. But I really figured it was good value because the total cost was $139, and that was including the 100 skeins of DMC pearl cotton. So the chest is also way nicer quality than I expected. You have 3 drawers. See, they're all filled with my, let me see if I can show you. All filled with my pearl cotton now. And it's great. I know, like shepherd's bush stockings and some of the shepherd's bush project bags and those kind of things stitched on the vinyl. Other designers are stitching things on those vinyl bags. All of them use pearl cotton. So I figured it was great to get this because pearl cotton's kind of hard to find around where I live. And then this is a nice space up top. Oh, I don't want to dump this. This is a nice space up top to store things. So go ahead, check it out, enabler alert. But this DMC chest is quite nice. Quite nice. So I was really pleased to get that. And my sweet husband, he did surprise me with something on our trip on Mother's Day as well. He gave me a beautiful necklace that he had purchased at a juried craft show at home before we left on our trip. He is so sweet. All right. The other piece of haul I have, which this will be an unboxing on enveloping. This is a Zoom class that I will be doing on the 22nd of June. And let's see, it just arrived today and I hadn't opened anything before the video. Oh, wow, check that out. This is a bag with stuffing. Like wool stuffing, but it's all, the air's all sucked out of it. That's different. So this is a class from Summerhouse Stitchworks called the Golden Apiary. Let me take it out. Like I said, I just got this. I haven't even opened it. I just cut the bag open. Okay, so here's the chart. So it looks like we do a drum, a pin cushion, a drum and a pin cushion. So that's the chart. Let's see here. We have, oh, this is nice. We have, let's What's this? Oh, this is a chart. Can't show you that. That's for a little hive. Here's the threads. Cute. A little bee-skep waxer. Button and a bee charm. And then this looks like it's all the pieces and parts of the linens, the linen, the interfacing, fabric, rickrack, all of the goods to assemble everything. Okay. Oh, and then what's this? Oh, wow, she even gave us a pen. Here's some of the little, it looks like there's some little paper folding that goes on to make another little pin cushion. So this will be fun. This will be a Zoom class on June 22nd. All right. Oh, here's one other finish I did have on my trip. I feel very disjointed today, but it's okay. I finished knitting a sock. It was a little bit started when I left for my trip, and I finished it. Now I just have to do the other sock. Okay. Well, friends, I guess that takes us to my giveaways for today. Again, I didn't really think it would be that long of a video because I really haven't been home to stitch, and the things that I could stitch, I can't really show you right now. But that's fun. Sometimes friends get together just to chat. So that's what we're doing. All right. So my giveaways for this week are some little goodies that I picked up in Italy for you. This little pouch is from Sorrento. And on the Amalfi Coast, I chose this because on the Amalfi Coast, everything is about lemons. They have lemons everywhere. They're very fragrant. They're huge. And we were told the reason why they're so big and so sweet and tasty is because they grafted lemons with oranges. So the lemons are like this big. They're huge. And a very popular treat there is to cut off the top of the lemon, core out some of the lemon on the inside, and then fill it with a delicious lemon sorbet. So you know we had to have that. It was delicious. So I have this little bag that you can use for either accessories or a small stitch project. So if you would like to win this pouch, remember you need to like and subscribe. And while you're at it, hit the bell so you know when I do other videos. So if you would like to win this pouch, please use the keyword pouch in your comments. And as you know from other Floss Tubers, please do not say prize, giveaway, drawing, because it attracts people that really aren't, they're like, what do they call them, trolls. It attracts people based on those words instead of the content of the Floss Tube. So anyway, just mention the word pouch in the comment if you would like to win this pouch. It's a really nice kind of thick, you know, it just has a nice texture to the fabric. Okay, the next one is 2 bars of Italian chocolate. So your keyword will be chocolate. The Italian chocolate is delicious. There's a milk chocolate bar and then another one that has little pieces of strawberry in it. So I have not tried this one, but I do have one to keep at home for my husband and I. And I'm kind of thinking like the whole taste of a chocolate dipped strawberry kind of thing. Then the third prize is an Italian horn called a cornetto. Now, this is all written in Italian, but the reason I selected this is it's supposed to be for good luck, also fertility, so watch out. But it really combines, it's linked to Greek and Roman mythology. And one of our tour guides told us that in order for the cornetto to work, it is supposed to be handmade and gifted to a friend. So that's why I wanted to gift you, my Floss Tube viewers, the cornetto. So this is also represents a crown on the top. Some people think it looks like a pepper, but it's not. It's a horn, and it is supposed to ward off the evil eye. All of this is written in Italian, but if you look up Italian horn, if you search Italian horn, it'll give you all the information about it. One thing that was kind of cool about this, I purchased this in Naples, and there is a street in Naples that the whole street is geared towards Christmas. The whole street is all Christmas. Not so much Christmas decorations, it's primarily nativity. And each little shop, people are painting little pieces to go with the nativity. Now, I'm just not talking like the nativity that we have here with the wise men, the shepherds, donkey, a cow, some sheep. These nativity sets are huge. They have all kinds of like townspeople and little baskets with chickens, little nests, little pumps, and people, you know, going to a well. It's like all of these little figures that you can gather to assemble to make up your own huge nativity set. It was really fascinating to see this street. And in Naples, our guide there told us that one thing sort of about Naples is that it used to be that each street had its own theme. You know, there used to be the leather person or the ceramic person or the Christmas nativity shops. And so that whole street would be filled with all of those kinds of shops. And it was really fascinating to hear that, but she said pretty much the Christmas street is all that's left now. And it was really incredible. So I purchased my cornetto to share with you there. So if you would like to win the cornetto, use the keyword horn. So once again, we have the keyword pouch, chocolate, and horn. All right. So looking at my pile of things here, that is pretty much what I have for today. And I look forward to seeing any of you that are attending StitchCon Weekend 1. I look forward to meeting you. I feel like I was kind of jumbled today, but it's just been crazy coming home from my trip, going back to work, getting over jet lag, and getting myself organized for StitchCon. But pretty much I just wanted to come and say hello and share some things with you today and just reach out and have some nice stitchy time with my floss tube friends. So friends, until we meet again, may you find calm, joy, and relaxation in your stitches. Ciao.